would be good if I turn my mic on. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Oh wow, I was logged out of our trader. Great. Give me a second. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. Good morning, Rio, Amelia. Oh, Amelia's gone for a second. Good morning, Applejacks. Good morning, JT. Good morning. All right, so I think we are fixed now. Except why isn't... Why isn't my rhythmic screen working? There we go. All right. So I've only taken 2 trades today, a break even and a loss. I did miss one trade because I was a little like, it happened maybe, actually, okay, it happened while I was on the charts, but I had just realized that I forgot to turn my copier on. So in the process of me turning the copier on, I ended up missing the trade. But aside from that, we're here. Not very much movement the way I want to see it. So, okay. I'm glad I did not do that. All right, cool. That's good to know. 46.50. But anyway, you guys know, because there was 2 high impact news events, there was quite a bit of time that I could not trade anyway. So, all right, so it was a good idea for me to keep the old, which I usually do this. I keep the old zone until we completely break the new zone. And had I removed it and gotten into this trade, I would have lost. It hit the bottom of the zone and just immediately reversed, which is what I started doing was, breaking even at the end of the zone, which is why I didn't take the trade. But, yeah, I'm in good spirits. I wasn't even irritated when they announced that nothing was going on with Rhythmic yesterday. I don't know. I had someone, I think it was Ghost Bear Trades, commented on my video yesterday and was like, saying how, they said there were no rhythmic issues today. And I'm like, you know what? This is why everybody's goal should be to just fund their personal accounts, because what people have been dealing with rhythmic, really for me, I've been dealing with it since day one. Just not necessarily the issues, but just seeing how slow the order submission is, stuff like that. I've said that rhythmic has been trashed since day one, but the issues that we deal with, I've never had on a live account with my NinjaTrader personal account in 5 years. I never dealt with it on Thinkorswim for the few years that I traded live there. I never dealt with that on Nadex. I never dealt with it on MT4. So this is why the goal is to get to payouts, hit certain financial goals, hit certain goals that I have, and a certain percentage of my payouts will go towards refunding my personal account, because who wants to deal with that? Who? Yeah. It's great that there was no rhythmic issues yesterday. Oh yeah, it was all in our imagination money. That's all I say about that. That's why, like, for me, I hope that you guys don't ever feel like I'm ever defending Apex, because I'm not. The only thing I'll ever defend is common sense shit. Like saying they're running out of money because, now if they're running out of money, they're running out of money. But saying they're running out of money because they put one person who's popular on Twitter or wherever he's popular, because they put him under investigation, that's, you lack common sense. You know what I mean? But defending them, that'll never be a thing. I don't own that company. So I won't defend something that I do not own, that I cannot see the back end of. You know what I mean? But The rhythmic shit is getting out of hand. And I forgot who asked me yesterday. Money, I think it was you who was saying, like, if they don't say anything, does it mean that they'll basically say there's no issues? No, it's not that. I do remember that I said yesterday is because they do have to take time to investigate it, which they do. But also, I'm going to just let y'all know now. If you ever have issues, just stop trading like I did yesterday. Because the other thing is, if there are issues, they're not going to address it until pretty much market closes. Because whenever they used to announce it like early in the session, you had people who were gaming the system like, oh, I'm just about to do crazy stuff and I'm gonna full port these evals, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, because I know that if I fail it or if I end up red for the day, they're gonna reset it anyway. And yeah, I've seen people literally in different discords, or like I've even seen people do it in the Apex Discord, which is insane to me. They'll be like, oh yeah, this is definitely, they already said it's confirmed, so I'm about to da 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 da. Like, all right, do what you do. So that's one of the other reasons why. PLC keeps flipping back and forth. I think we might end up rejecting off that zone. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of part of it as well. What did I end up deciding with this yesterday? Hold on. Nothing actually. This trade, I don't think it's gonna set up here. Hopefully it doesn't, because this is the same trade I lost yesterday. All right, it pushed too far. Oh, well, not yet. Oh, yes, it did. But yeah. All right, let me go back. Definitely not your week trading wise. I'm sorry, Applejacks. Is there something specific that you can point out? Or is it just the market structure and the price action that's not the greatest for what your strategy is? Oh, let me zoom back in. I can't take that sell anyway. So lower low in the middle of those two higher highs. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, good morning. Pay attention. It's not my best week this week either. Well, I guess yesterday it wasn't that bad. And this morning I just don't really have trades yet, really. Besides the two, unfortunately, of course, I missed the win. I always miss the win. I never miss the losses. I don't know why they would pretend nothing happened when the overwhelming majority of the server reported issues and people posted many videos. It's kind of weird, but I expected them to say nothing. Yeah. I mean, that's why at this point, if certain things happen, I'll just close out and keep it moving, because I did end up opening a whole nother window, even though the orders yesterday that I got put into. So this is the weird part. In my NinjaTrader, when I looked at the logs, I could see that when I disconnected, when I had the orange order, it did cancel out the leader order. But because I have the orders mode on my trade copier, the followers have their own orders. And for whatever reason, disconnecting did not eliminate and actually, no, that's not true. I'm lying, because the orders weren't initiated though, because it was orange. So I don't know. But either way, the logs show that it canceled the leader, but not the followers. But like I told you guys, in the process of me trying to reconnect to Rhythmic, I always keep Rhythmic open, like at all times. That's the only way that you can see the P&L there, right? So when I went into Rhythmic and I went into the orders, there was nothing in the working orders at all. So how can I cancel something that's not there? And that's what's most frustrating for me. But like I said, my goal is not to be here forever anyway. My goal is just to leverage props, because at the end of the day, you know, trading on a personal account is great. But to be able to leverage prop money is even better, really. And that's why I loved when Trades by Matt had made the video that he made. I think it was when maybe it was his last withdrawal. No, I think it was the second to last withdrawal that he had. You know, in the beginning of his videos, when he does his payouts or whatever, he addresses certain like common questions or whatever. And he said that one of the common questions that he gets is, why isn't he trading a personal account? And he was just talking about the leverage, which is absolutely correct. But, you know, I just see it as there are so many people who don't have the capital to trade live accounts. And plus, even if you do, why not use their money? You know what I mean? But when you have to deal with issues like this, like you guys, it's so bad that there are several mods who we have certain conversations, and even people who are not mods who are very active in Discord, who we are all like, yo, seriously thinking about switching to TradeEvade accounts. I have always said I don't want TradeEvade, and it's not that I have a problem with TradeEvade, because I don't. I've always felt like CQG data is way better than Rithmic. CQG data is who I initially had my data through 5 years ago when I started with NinjaTrader. I love CQG data. I never had any issues with CQG, but my problem is I don't want to pay extra for an account type that I'm not going to actually use the platform. You get what I'm saying? So it's pointless to me to pay extra every month when I'm not using the TradeEvade platform. But considering that TradeEvade has way less issues, you know, it would be nice. Now, my only problem is, this is the other issue, the whole API limit thing. For those of you guys who experienced it, maybe you can chime in, and maybe I just need to reach out to TradeEvade myself. When you have the API limit and now you can't move orders and things like that, is that only when you're using the TradeEvade platform, or is it if you have a TradeEvade account, period? Because for me, with me scalping, and eventually, because I think ahead, right? If I'm going to be scalping and I have 20 accounts, and you guys know that I have a trailing stop, so you know that's additional submissions once the trailing stop starts to activate. Am I going to have a problem with the API limit issue even though I'm not using the TradeEvade platform? That's where I would have to stay with Rithmic, because I don't want to not be able to exit a trade because I've reached the API limit and now I have to email them. And even though people say that they're pretty fast with scalping, I can't afford for that to happen. I can't. Last 2 weeks I've been getting issues every couple of days. Stop trading. I only get 2 to 3 trading days per week. So, I got you. I understand. It's a very frustrating thing. Hopefully, that's why, you know, I'm really truly hoping that at least by the end of the year, they go ahead and, you know, change to whatever payout they want to do, with removing the payout cycles or windows or whatever, and requiring 8 days instead of 10. You know, those little things I think matter, especially when you're gonna keep having issues. You're gonna keep waiting until the last day. Well, not waiting, but you know, you're manually reviewing all of the thousands of payouts. Y'all manually reviewed 11,000 payouts in 15 days this past cycle. That's too many for the staff size that they have. You know what I mean? So I feel like some things have to change. They just have to. They have to. I've always kept a personal account, keep profits in it. Props are good practice, not a long-term investment. Absolutely. Especially because, so like Janelle said, you shouldn't be here long-term, right? This is my thing. Leverage them, use them until they tell you, oh, we want you to go live. Oh, that's great. Unfortunately, I'm going to decline because I have my own live account. And it's just that simple. Now, I don't know. I do know that when they offer you to go live, you sign an NDA. So I don't know who's giving certain people certain information. But I do know that there are people who have been asked to go live who have shared information with certain YouTubers. And they have confirmed that this information is correct. And regardless of how much of a percentage you have to give them when you decide to go live with them, it'll never make sense. I would never encourage anybody to go live with any prop firm. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw that somebody said that there is a prop firm where when you go live with them, you don't give them a percentage of your profits. They just copy trade you. And I think that prop firm, I don't remember which one it is, I would choose that one to go live with, maybe. But at the same time, why? When I can get the better tax brackets, the better tax breaks, and not have anybody copying me, not having to deal with anybody's rules, no nothing, in my personal account, just leaving it there. You guys, you want to know something? I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, anytime we trade near the major resistance level or it hasn't been the major support level lately because we've just continued to make new highs or continue just going up all damn time. But whenever we trade near this, we consolidate quite heavy for a lot of the session. Even when we try to blow past it, it comes back a lot. Like, I have noticed that the last few weeks, maybe we could just push on out of this thing because I actually want to trade. It would be nice. It would be nice. It would be. Oh, hell. I think I'm going to miss that, maybe. No, I didn't. But it's going to lose. Of course. I didn't miss it, at least. I went back in there like I was supposed to. I always tell y'all that I need to go back in there. But yeah. I probably shouldn't have taken it because I don't really know if I like taking trades going back to the major support and resistance levels. But at this point, I'm really trying to blow the one account anyway, honestly. That's the one I have to blow by today anyway. So actually, let's do this. 3. So I do need 3 contracts on that one to blow it. All right, cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop taking trades going back towards the major resistance and support levels. If it's regular resistance and support, I'm cool to do it. But the major ones, I think, causes me issues sometimes. About to go run. Pray for you. I got you, Jacks. Have fun. Have fun. If the other people trying to take advantage of the system ruins it for everyone who is experiencing real problems, absolutely. Can't even be angry about the issues never being fixed anymore. When they announced that they found no rhythmic problems, I just burst out laughing. Me too. I literally did too. I just smiled and I wrote in the mod chat. Well, I said, yeah, thankfully, I got screwed on the account I'm purposely about to fail anyway. LOL. Like, what? And scalping seconds matter. Exactly. There's zero benefit in going live. None. And I've continued to say that over and over, and I don't care if they get mad about it. Whatever. Like, it's just common sense. It's common sense. Because to me, live is live. The psychology part of it, whether you're in your own account or theirs, the psych part of it is going to stay the same. So why give up any of your money? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. 2010 has been a big support and resistance level in the last couple of weeks or so. Yeah. And see, I would have to go back because the only problem I have with this particular support and resistance level or indicator is that, like, if I have, like, for instance, I always keep 7 days loaded on my charts that I trade on. But the problem is if I was to, like, go back to the previous days, the support and resistance levels are either not accurate or it'll show the wrong level there. So basically, like, whatever is the last day on my chart. So if I wanted to see where the support or resistance levels were yesterday, I need to make yesterday the last day of the 7 days that's loaded on my chart. And I noticed that when I was back testing like some months ago. But I have noticed that the levels have been kind of near the same areas, though, like you said. I marked it on my chart a while ago. It's an old high, and sometimes we come back and touch it to the dollar and bounce. Yeah, it's crazy. Paul is speaking. Be careful. We probably will chop until they're done. I got you. I pay attention to the news events, but honestly, none of it affects me except the first couple of minutes since I am scalping or whatever. But yeah. I always mark any support and resistance levels manually on TradingView, taking a look at the hour. I used to do that. So I have a girlfriend that's been very successful trading for the last like 10 years if I'm not mistaken. And I took a course of hers, and one of the only reasons why I don't like scalping the way that she does, she uses a 5-minute chart. Are we just not gonna have any steam to do anything today? Like, what the hell? We do have a zigzag change, but I don't exit on zigzag changes with this trade. But anyway, so she trades on a 5-minute chart. And she trades with multiple moving averages, and because my goodness, it came one tick from stopping me out. And she has her students to mark like what she calls critical levels or whatever on higher time frames, and her strategy works great. It just doesn't work great for me. It's too much room for error. Like, I don't really like trading on time-based charts and stuff like that, just because people can interpret things different. I remember when I first came to YouTube, there was a guy who he seemed to be so angry that I was using Renko charts because he had never seen it before, as if that had anything to do with me. Come on. I only needed one more tick. One more tick. Why isn't this account blown? Oh, I think I still need $300, huh? Yeah, because I won that one trade. But anyway, he was so angry. And he was just like, you need to use this type of chart and you need to do this. And I'm like, first of all, bud, calm it down. It's okay. I'm like, it doesn't really matter what type of chart I use. Like, we can use the same charts and I can still interpret things way different than you would interpret them. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Can I break even? Oh, it might go to the TP now. Yes, no, maybe so. So I set the break even here because I've been noticing lately, and I don't know if I need to continue doing this, but you guys see this prior low right here, the higher low. I've been noticing sometimes that I need to treat it possibly like I do when I'm doing counter trend divergence, where if it seems like when we get to the previous low that we kind of have trouble pushing through it sometimes. I haven't made an official rule to break even there, but I have been thinking about it. So that's why I went ahead and broke even, especially because I started to see it resist there a little bit. All right, so we're back to what? 100, 128. So that account has 600 still left in it. God dang it. All right, so still 3 contracts like I'm doing. I'm basically on that account, I'm risking half of the drawdown right now. Yeah. All the energy sucked out of the market open half day today. No, I think the half day is tomorrow, right? Yeah, the half day is tomorrow, and I'm not trading. I've never, so typically, like, you know, if there's a half day holiday, I definitely do not trade, but I don't know the last time I've traded a half day period, and I just don't feel like it's worth it, honestly. So I'm gonna sleep in if my best friend allows me to, because he's probably gonna wake me up early so we can game. But yeah, I'm not gonna trade again until Friday after today. Good morning, Empress. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The crazy thing is, if I didn't miss my very first trade this morning, I would basically be break even right now. And I would be a little bit up on the account that's down 450. There's 612 left in it that needs to go. And then what I'm gonna do, so typically I will wait until power hour and then just take my regular trades, you know, and do what I'm doing right now, risking half of the drawdown. But I'm not coming back in the afternoon, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm gonna go work out today. Go work out. I'm gonna work out today. I'm not gonna say go work out because I don't leave my house to do it, but I think I want to work out today, so I'll just end up just failing it at the end of the stream and going about my merry little way. The second account that's listed, I think that's the one that it doesn't renew until like 2 weeks from now on the 17th, and I have quite a bit of drawdown left in that one, so I'm not really worried about that one at all. I didn't take that buy because I would have to break even right there at the major resistance level, which you could see we literally just touched and pushed off of. Now we're pushing down. What did I take a buy, right? I did. Oh. Took profit almost at the very tip of that wick. I missed it by 225. Like a point and a half. So it went up like 6 ticks beyond my take profit and dropped. This is a very interesting trade that I'm not going to take. Hopefully we actually come up and touch this other zone. I'm only not going to take this because I used to not take trades that were going back towards this zone when we're still going in the overall direction of the trend bias. I've started taking them at, and I'm glad, oh, well, I would still be in it. I started taking them at my middle and major levels though, but this one's kind of in la la land with no support. So I just want to see how it ends up working out, especially because like typically if it touches off the bottom and pushes, I'm cool, but I used to not take it because it pushed off the top, and I mean, I guess I was fine to take it then, because it literally set up perfect. I just was worried about us pushing back towards that zone. Now, granted, it came 1-2 ticks from stopping me out, but at least I see that it works. And yes, I know I said I'm going to take every trade, which I am, but that's something very specific that I still don't know if I'm going to take or not. But it's nice to see that it still worked out. And I absolutely would have been filled, obviously, because it came close to my stop loss, and it just took off after that. This is what the inside looked like. So like I said, it came 2 ticks from stopping me out and then just dropped quickly too. Hold on, let me write on my chart set out of, because space bar. React off red level. Alright, at least I know it works now, but I probably would watch it work a few more times because I was so adamant about doing that before. But I really think that it was just, I didn't have the rules for the those particular setups when it's pushing off like this. I just didn't have the rules set up properly yet. At least that's what I think it was. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. What's the occasional beeping noise? Oh, sorry. I have an alert for okay, so if you hear a ding dong, that's just a reversal bar painting. And then if you hear like a blaring sound, this indicator that does the market structure, not the lower highs and stuff like that, but that paints the pressure lines and the rotation lines and prime lows and prime highs. If I'm not mistaken, when the prime low or prime high paints or a rotation level paints, it makes that blaring sound. And I don't even think there's anything in the settings where I can turn it off. It drives me nuts, if I'm being honest, because I don't really care that it's painting. But there's nothing I could do about it, unfortunately. Oh, actually, I'm lying. I can do something about it. Oh, great. Guess what? We're going to be turning those off because I don't care about them at all. But I can't turn them off right now, though. I probably can over here, but, and actually I'm gonna do that over here. No, I'll do it after the stream because it messes up. It's gonna reload all the other indicators and mess up the zigzags and all that stuff. So, but I'm gonna turn it off. I thought it was no setting for it because it drives me crazy. I'm cool with my ding dong, but the other one drives me nuts. I'm glad you asked. It made me go back and look at it. Just so you know, I just had a rhythmic lag, but luckily it actually just saved one of my accounts from liquidation. I went under my liquidation level for 2 minutes. Oh shit. Come on, one, please don't tell me that. But thank you for letting me know. So I'm gonna definitely be on the lookout because I ain't dealing with this shit again, not 2 days in a row. I'm not. I will close up shop real quick. Go start my day early. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? It was actually registering correctly. I'd have blown that account. Oh, shoot. Trenches, how are you trading today? 5 accounts at a time, 20 PAs total. I wasn't bothered by the sound, just curious. Well, I'm bothered. I am. I don't like sounds at all. Like, at all. Especially constant sounds. I don't. So yeah, I'm definitely turning that off today. I only keep, of course I'm going to keep the reversal sounds on. The ding dongs don't bother me though, but obviously of course I keep that on so that if I'm like looking down at my cheat sheet at something or looking at Discord or whatever, which I've been trying not to do while I'm trading, you know, I can look up because I know that a reversal bar happened. That's the only reason I even have that one on. But the other one has got to go. Which, let me go look. Oh, I guess they're gonna lock the main chat again. Yeah, y'all won't see me in there for a while. I don't know. It's really hard sometimes though. Like sometimes I do genuinely disappear because I'm just over it. You guys can tell what my personality is. The thing is, I'm not like a super, I'm not saying that I'm not I'm not happy in life, but I'm just not like a super like roses and flowers type of person. That's not my personality, but I also just don't like being around negativity all the freaking time, which is how I be feeling about the damn chat sometimes. It just drives me crazy. So that's why I disappear. And anytime y'all are locking stuff down, I definitely don't want to be a part. I don't, and I won't. All right, so here again, I sat out of because we were going back towards the zone, but not because of the zone, because we're going back towards the bottom of it. So seeing it work out twice today, I'm gonna probably go back and look at it again. Today, I just have to find where the last time I went through this, which actually I'm in the process of, in my trade journal in TradeZella, I'm creating a journal entry. I forget which category it is, but either way, I'm going to put all of my I have a separate entry for each setup, and I'm going to go through my physical journal, and anytime I made an adjustment to that particular setup, I'm just going to put the date and what exactly I was looking at the time, so that when stuff like this happens, like, all right, now I want to go back and look at this setup going back towards the zone, I can easily go see what was the last day that I looked at this particular thing. Because again, you guys remember, I didn't complete my back test the way I was supposed to. So as I've been gathering more data, I go back to look at certain things, because now that setup has been happening and possibly losing more often or whatever. Maybe I only had a couple of trades in the little bit of data that I had at the time, and it won those first couple of times. But now that I have more data, it loses all the time. So I have noticed that, like, once I get a certain setup like perfected as far as how I want the strategy to go, I can't tell you guys the last time I made any adjustment to my divergence trades besides I think I had lost a trade when, like, let's say this bar closed down and this rotation level went through the body of the candle. I think that's the last time that I looked at something with the counter trend divergence, because it's literally perfect. There's nothing I can do to it. The only thing I have been looking at is like, normally if we're pushing a new high like this, and let's say this is a regular counter trend divergence where we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. If the volume of this swing is more than the previous one in the same direction, I don't take a trade off of the session high. But I have been noticing, now that we've been trading at the session highs and lows more often, I have been noticing that it will work out. But I think I need the POC to stay in the wick of the entry candle, but I'm not all the way sure yet. So I have been monitoring it. I've been writing it down in my missed/didn't take section of my my journal, but I haven't like solidified anything with it just yet. But aside from that, that setup is perfect. One of my alternate, actually two of my alternate pullbacks are perfected. I have not made any changes with that either. I think at this point all the trades to my middle and major levels are for the most part perfected, except this, me just trying to see this, because this pullback to my middle level back here. So just things like that, small minor things for those. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much there. It's just a matter of not having rhythmic issues and the market just moving enough for me to fully test everything out. That's it. Oh, they did lock the chats. Figured. You was under by $100. I wonder if it's going to catch up to you, because I have seen people who eventually, like, by the end of the session could not trade on the accounts anymore, or like when the reports loaded by the next session they couldn't trade on it anymore, and their accounts never showed admin only, but on the back end, like if they put in a support ticket, support was able to show them how it actually was liquidated. You about to request a payout? Yay, Trenches. Congratulations. I know some people have already been approved, money sent and everything. Tell you very honest about whatever you believe. Absolutely. Thank you, one. I'm glad that you noticed that. That's just the type of person that I am. I'm just a no holds bar kind of person, and I'm an open book. I'm very transparent about different areas of my life. It's very easy for me to be that way because I don't like liars. And I don't like feeling like people are keeping key information from people and stuff like that. But I've always been an open book. Like, it doesn't bother me to talk about really anything. I mean, I had another channel, like I remember when my other YouTube channel, which I've since abandoned, but it has like I think 18,000 subscribers. It's either 15 or 8, I think it's 18,000. And it was a finance channel, and I was talking about budgeting and showing my real income and things like that. And I know that that's like a private thing for some people, but for me, I always think about like the greater good and how this can help someone, and a lot of times it's about representation. Even on that channel, I talked about my issues, which I've talked about here too, but when like the issues with what I was dealing with my dad was really fresh, I was talking about it over there as well. And I remember that when I posted it on my Facebook a couple of times, but I had this like really long post that I had a lot of comments and reactions to. My grandma was like, when you first put that information out there, I felt like, she's really old school, you keep things in the house. No, that's not the type of person that I am. And it's not to expose someone or something like that. It's more of a showing people that you're not the only one dealing with certain things kind of thing. And I think that has gotten me pretty far in life. Just being transparent about stuff. It has. But I do understand why people keep certain things private. Absolutely. But me, especially because like I helped to start a multi-million dollar network marketing company. I've been at the top of multiple companies before, like in the top 1%, 0.5% of a company. I've been the director of financial education for the company that I helped start. I was a founding member. There was a lot of things, right? And so one thing that I wouldn't really say struggle, I guess you could say struggle with a little bit, was that there were a lot of times when I was booked to speak and things like that. And there were a lot of parts of my journey that I could not share because I was trying to protect certain people, mainly my dad, right? And so sometimes what it would do is it would make it look like you weren't a personable person because, oh, well, yeah, she's doing XYZ, but she's never gone through anything, or her life is perfect or whatever. And I hated that. Like, I literally hated it. Having people think that you've never gone through anything is insane, And so at one point I was just like, all right, like, I'm tired of protecting people because this makes me look bad now because my life just looks so perfect. And that's when I was like, all right, hey, I'm just going to be me. And if it makes somebody look bad in the process, that's your fault. That's just how I see it. All right. That just invalidated itself. And I'm glad to see that this trade worked out. I sat out of this one for a particular reason too, because normally with this trade, I like the POC to be in the wick. It was in the body, which was not the problem, but my rules say that I need a color change, which is what you see here, plus it being in the wick, but I have to the right of it, like, can it also be in the body of the candle? I don't know yet because I've only seen it happen a couple of times, but so far the couple of times that it happened, it did win. So I might go ahead and solidify that now. We'll see. I might need to see it happen one more time and then I'll be okay. Set out of because all right. So at least besides the one trade that I missed in the very beginning, setting up my trade copier. Every other trade that I've set out of is genuinely because it's one of the last question marks on my cheat sheet. So I knew that wasn't setting up properly, and that would have been a loss. So that's good. I set out of that. Yeah, they're going to keep locking it. If they reset accounts today because of the issues, people are going to be so angry that the issues tomorrow. I think you meant yesterday, but yeah. And guess what? They probably ain't going to do shit. If you're having issues, stop trading, because just always safely assume they ain't doing a damn thing. Okay. But yeah, do you guys remember when there was like a bunch of people reporting stuff? I feel like it was on the 11th. Was it the 11th? No, maybe the 10th. I feel like it was that Monday. And then there were issues almost every day thereafter. So you mean to tell me there was no issue this one day, but every single day since then, and I think even the Friday before, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But why is this one day in the middle of other days the one time there was no issues? Like, come on. We have to use our thinking caps. Just a little. Please. A lot of people lost PAs yesterday because of the disconnects and weird stuff. Yeah. There was a mod who showed me that, I think when he was trying to exit a trade, it said exit order canceled or something, like it wouldn't actually go through. But there's no issues, guys. And this is why I will mention sometimes in the main chat, like, you guys, don't think that because certain mods are a-holes or talk to you a certain kind of way or any, like, don't take that experience and forget that us mods are traders too. Now, I can say that when a lot of people have dealt with rhythmic issues in the past, I don't have issues. You don't ever see me say that in the chat unless somebody asks specifically, is anyone having issues right now? Sometimes I will say no, I'm cool, and I'll screenshot my lag and, I haven't had any issues, whatever. But remember that we are traders too. The only difference is when we're having issues, we don't come into the chat and talk about it. And even before I was a mod, I did not do that because I just don't see the point. And I know that people are bandwagoners. Like, they will literally not be having an issue and claim that they are. And it's annoying. So, yes, just remember that we have issues too. But yeah, a couple of us did. Yeah. One of them's like, this is why I don't trade New York, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with New York. It's just rhythmic as ass. It's that simple. Don't blame it on the New York session, baby. Rhythmic sucks. Sue me. They suck. Like, it's so annoying. Come down on them trading days for payouts. I agree. I've literally said that since the beginning. First of all, when I bought my first account, baby, I think it was it 30 trading days? I feel like you had to trade for a whole month. I think it was something absolutely ridiculous. But I feel like, why require 10 days if you can flip for 2? Just require 8 and no flipping. That's it. That's it. I'm even okay with it being 8 days. Like, I don't feel like it needs to be a 5-day thing because there's 5 trading days in a week. I'm okay with it being a week and a half. That's no biggie to me. But just stop with the 10. Especially because when it's like a lot of holidays and you have issues too, all of that stuff plays a part. So I understand needing a certain number of days because you don't want, from a business perspective, you don't want to be paying out people who are scamming and scheming, right? Cool. I'm fine with that. So The 8 is fine, but 10 is just way too much. It's way too much to me. I would even think that 7 is like a sweet spot. And then you have to wait for the approval process on top of that. Like, yeah. I was just talking to one of my trading buddies because we were just like, man, what part of this could they automate? Because honestly, I think that at first, because they were so short-staffed, or I wouldn't even say short-staffed. Well, they technically are, but it was more so because they hit hyper growth and they weren't really ready for it from a staff perspective. I think that before, you probably could skate by with certain things as long as you didn't go above the 30% or, violate the 30% consistency rule. I think if you did not violate that, you were less likely to get a manual review at the time. But now that they have so many staff and they are manually reviewing everything, you can't skate by with nothing. And then you have people, I hope this guy was either just kidding or he was just saying that, he added to losers once on every trade. But there was a guy who came into the Discord yesterday and was like, I think somebody asked, like, if I DCA, will I be denied a payout or something? Or maybe he was asking about adding to losers. I don't know. But either way, the guy was like, I DCA'd every trade and I still got a payout. Now, I hope when you said DCA, you meant, hey, I added to, to the loser one time, not you like for real DCA, because my mans, you pay out certified, they're going to find you. And I mean, they might have approved you this time and the money might be withdrawn already out of your accounts, but you might have just put yourself on watch, you idiot. Like, what is wrong with people? I don't understand. I don't. It's just, girl, your meeting is 4 hours. Baby, I can't help you. I'm going to be out of here. I would have finished all my journaling and every errand I need to run and everything by then. I'm sorry, Amelia. Certain mods say everyone is a bunch of middle schoolers blaming everything and that the people who can't close their accounts have complete control over the situation. To never forget that. Does it start with a P by chance? How did I get mod, by the way? I was just really helpful in the chat. I've been in the Discord since pretty much the beginning, and I was just super duper helpful, and I got hit up, like, I think I actually got a phone call. Did I get a phone call? I might have got a phone call. Because it was more than just about the whole mod thing, But, yeah, I was like, look, I don't want to do all that other stuff, but I will be a mod for you. Absolutely. That's fine. That is fine. But yeah, just because I was helpful. I was one of the first mods, actually. I think there might have been like maybe 3 to 5 mods at the time that I became a mod. Because I think I joined the Discord like maybe a couple of weeks after it was created. Yeah, I was just helpful. I was like, I remember when I came in and I would see people ask questions. Like, I had a whole... in my Google Chrome, I had a whole bookmark folder of all the FAQs because I was like, man, I'm answering these. I'm not going to keep going back to this FAQ and typing in search. So I had like a whole bookmark. Honestly, one of the reasons why we have the little commands for the FAQ is because I was like, y'all, look, this is the top questions that are asked all the time. Save these links. And then they ended up making it a command type of thing. But yeah, people ask a question, I post I would, answer in a short form and then post the link, and then I was just asked to be a mod. But I've tried to unmod myself quite a few times. I have, I'm not gonna lie. I have. When they might be possibly implementing the changes from that survey? I have no idea. No idea. A lot of things people think that mods have like insider information on. We don't know shit. We're just glorified grays is what one of the mods say. I'm just a glorified gray. We don't be knowing nothing at all. Not when it comes to stuff like that. I did see a rumor of someone, and I don't know if this was true or not. I don't think it is. But there was a guy who came into the Discord and was like, they said that they were friends with a guy who's coding the back end of the Apex site for the payout changes, and was like, it's going to be implemented September 1st or something. And actually, I think he named the person that he's friends with. So I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe look around September 1st. I don't know. I have no idea. But I was just like, man, if that really is your friend, and if this really is true, why would you out that man like that? Like, when you have certain jobs like that, you absolutely sign NDAs. You can get your friend in trouble for that. Because, first of all, obviously he wasn't supposed to share it with you, dummy. Why is your mouth so big? And why would you come into the public channel and say that? That's crazy to me. People are weird. But I hope it is in the next quarter. That would be nice. That would be. About the DCA and getting paid. Yeah, exactly. I hope he was trolling or something, because you have got to be one big dummy to do that. You got yourself on mute right now. Self-snitching. Starts with a P. I figured one. It's not hard to know at all. You need to take the Discord down. To be honest with you guys, I would not be surprised if that is next. Like, if you see a bunch of people talking about, oh, I was timed out because I asked about my payout, or I was timed out because of talking about the long support or help desk response times and stuff like that, it is for a reason. If those type of comments do not leave the chat soon, the entire Discord is going to be gone. Because it is a toxic place to be. It is. And it doesn't help when you have support tickets being sent. These people, now, some of these people are crazy, because they will literally get banned for a good reason or timed out for a good reason, and they'll go and make a support ticket about it. Hey, I was banned. This is my username. Can you please unban me? And then we'll go back and we'll look and we're like, no, we're not unbanning that person because they said XYZ123. No, the Discord is not the place for that. But it is toxic. I have learned that, honestly, if you are payout certified, go get in that Apex Traders chat. It is a home away from home. Like, I'm starting to honestly just want to not be in the main chat. Although I do like being helpful and answering questions, that also, like, the repetitiveness of answering simple questions that people can find the freaking answer to if they go to the same FAQ that I'm going to give them the link to, that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. When is the last time I had a valid setup? What are we doing here? 9:41, so it's been like 30 minutes, I guess. What is the high of that outside bar? 2350, which is that. My levels are not in order, so we could be heading down for a bit if we don't break that rotation level up there. We'll see. The report outage instructions show the wrong command, by the way. It shows report outage, but it's actually report _outage. Oh. I would report that, but I'm not. But thank you for telling me. Maybe when I'm not in my petty mood, I'll actually tell them it's not working properly. But when I tell you Rhythmic ain't working properly, nothing's done. So guess what? I don't want to tell you that your commands are not working right. Price is moving slow. This is a choppy mess. For this to be a 30-second chart, like, too much chop. It didn't look too bad back here. I just didn't have entries back here, but now this is ugly. Very ugly. Somebody talking about Rhythmic is down and show fall. Your PC is too old. They swear people are trading on TI-83 calculators. Basically. basically. Do y'all see this? I don't know if you can see this number. Wait till the processor goes back down a little bit. It increases when I move that thing over, but I'm not using much of my octa-core processor. I'm not using much of my RAM. But yeah, I've been told that it could be my computer as well. I guess maybe it could be. I don't know. I don't know. Some people said they think that they give the wrong command so people can't. No, they actually do want y'all to report it that way instead of writing in the chat. I know that for sure. Because when you report it that way versus writing in the chat can get the Discord shut down eventually. But reporting it, I don't even know where the reports go, but reporting it, I do know that they rather you do it that way. I know that for sure. Still need a better PC? No, I know you're just kidding. I know you're just kidding. But you know, maybe they're right. Maybe. I'm about to actually check my speed and my ping real quick though. Even though I'm not having issues right now. I just want to know because the milliseconds matter. Now I do trade on Wi-Fi and I could plug my Ethernet cord up, but I don't do that because I think about the realistic nature of I'm not going to always be trading from home. So for me, I rather trade on Wi-Fi just so I can be used to whatever lag Wi-Fi comes with, you know? But that's just me. Why doesn't every site have a dark mode? I don't understand. Alright, yeah. Let's see if we break down through this other zone. If we go back and hit this damn resistance level, I'm gonna be irritated. Alright, so I just did my speed test. Now this is to the house. My actual Wi-Fi, I think it said like almost 300 download and my upload was like 588. So, not bad. Do I ever trade that? No. So I used to trade literally for so many hours a day. I would trade the first couple hours of New York, stop for a couple hours, come back from 12 to 2 or 12 to 3. Just kind of depending. I would trade in the middle of the night. Like I would look for certain setups at London Open. I would have my charts open with certain alerts on, whether it was happening at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever. At one point I did end up I would start trading at like 7 o'clock in the morning, which I'm not a morning person, so ugh. And it was cool when the market was moving, even if we didn't have news. But then when the market was not moving, I was like, why the f am I so awake so early in the morning to watch paint dry? So then I said, you know what, we're just going to trade New York the morning session and leave it at that. I do know that during power hour, my strategy does still work during power hour. I never really tested it like after 11 o'clock because I always knew that I did not want to trade all day ever. Like if the whole purpose of me trading is to buy my time freedom back from a job, but also to gain a level of financial freedom that you just cannot get with a traditional job or even honestly traditional investments either, then I don't want to be trading all damn day because that defeats the entire purpose of what I'm doing. So that's why I'm just like, yo, if my strategy can work the first 2.5 hours when it's the most volatile during the day, except maybe power hour, I would rather just do that. But yeah, and also for me, it's like I'm someone who has to like have some level of consistency and repetitiveness, if that's a word. Like, I know that every day I'm not going to want to come back to my charts in the afternoon, you know, or at the close. Or I know that if I have certain errands to run and I go do those things, when I come back home, I don't want to open my computer back up, or even if I kept it open, I don't want to look at my charts anymore. You know what I mean? So if I can't do that every day, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get used to being able to make extra profit in the afternoon when it's not going to be forever, because I'm not going to ever trade the entire day or split up into sessions and things like that. So that's why I just do the open. I am going to eventually start streaming a little bit earlier, just so that, you know, people can see that I do trade during the morning, just like I do when I get onto the stream. Even though there have been times where, like, legit, I'll come on the stream, I'm up like $200 per account, and by the end of the stream, I done lost $200 per account. And I'm like, you guys, I swear, I traded the exact same way. I don't know what's going on, but my strategy just wasn't right yet. That's all. That's all. But I do want to start trading. I don't know if I'll trade like right before the open or anything, because like I know certain people, let's say Trades by Matt, for instance, he starts at the opening bell or before the opening bell, but he sits out of trading for the first, I think, 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I start as soon as my very first swing paints on my charts after 8:30, I am trading. So once I get a little bit more like used to trading with my rules and things like that, not having to look down at my cheat sheet so much, stuff like that, I will start streaming a little bit earlier. It's just right now I kind of need that first 30 minutes for full concentration while I'm still getting used to it, especially because sometimes the charts aren't moving that much, but other times that baby is flipping back and forth, and I gotta make sure I can get into those trades. I'm clicking off of getting into the trade if it's no longer valid, you know, things like that. So, but I will start streaming earlier soon. You can't hear me. Why you can't hear me? Everybody else can. Usually during London, I trade crew because it seems to move more. NY, I trade NQ. Are those the only two instruments that you trade? Ah, you're in Australia. Ooh, I need to move to Australia. NY open at 11:30 p.m. is amazing for me because I am a night owl. I wake up at 8 a.m. to do this mess. It's either that or I need to move to the East Coast, because waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning for a 9:30 open is amazing, but 8:30 open is not for a night owl. And I could not imagine if I was Pacific Standard Time. Actually, I lived in California for 3.5 months. I did a travel nurse assignment out there, and when I tell you guys, my body never adjusted to being on Pacific time at all. So I was working 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. And when I tell you, I was so tired every morning, because it was like my body was telling me it's really 9:30 in the morning when you're getting off. Like, I remember one time, this is so dangerous. One time I was so tired, and I didn't even feel like I was that tired, but maybe because I was sitting in traffic going back home. I was in Orange, California at the time. So the traffic obviously wasn't as bad as LA, but it was still bad enough sometimes. And I think I probably got off work a little bit later that day because of report taking so long. I literally fell asleep with my eyes wide open. Yeah, the traffic just put me to sleep. And as soon as that contract was over, as much as I loved living out there, I mean, it was a little bit expensive, but I was making like $1,800 a week, I think, after taxes, between $1,600 and $1,800 a week after taxes. So it was nice, but it was like that time difference. My body just never adjusted, ever. I could never, ever, ever live on the West Coast. I can't. If I had to wake up at 6 a.m. so that I could start trading at 6:30 a.m. for the New York Open, I would cry. I would cry. I would cry. I don't even go to bed till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning every morning. I wake up at 8 and I don't take naps. So usually I catch up on all my sleep on the weekends. It's a little quiet, but can easily turn up my volume and it's fine. Really? I think it's probably just because I don't I don't talk very loud anyway, but maybe should I just turn the music down a little bit? Would that help? Let me see. I have the music a little bit louder just because sometimes I do have moments of silence because I don't want to talk, or I'm like, look, I'm staring at the charts trying to see if I'm going to enter the trade. That's why I have the little background music playing, honestly. Tell me if that's better though. I turned it down by like 2 decibels. The music. Traded right out of the open. I've seen seller walls getting bought right up on level 2, so I went long. Where did you go long at? Are you still in the trade? There's no way you've been holding it this long, right? Yes, no, maybe so. The volume's fine. All right. Only trade Nasdaq and crude oil. Yes, it's baby. Listen, anytime I see somebody say, man, ES, the price action is crazy today, it's trash, because you're trading price and no action. When does it, and I can't even say when, because I do have screenshots of me catching a lot of points. Yes, but that was a couple years ago. I could not watch that paint dry now. It even looks bad on Rincos, y'all. If it looks bad on Rincos, I definitely cannot trade it. I can't. Because sometimes, like, when I get into certain trades, it can look really choppy on a time-based chart, depending on which time-based chart you're looking at. But when you see my chart, you're like, oh, that was a clear little micro trend for her, you know? But ES, baby, no. If I ever traded ES again, I would probably put it on a 4-tick chart. Well, my Rincos would be 4-tick brick size, 1-tick threshold, and I would just go for like 6 ticks at a time. That's about it. When I did used to trade ES though, like early last year, I think I was using a 10-1 chart, and then I think I ended up, I think I would bounce back and forth between a 10-1 and an 8-1, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a no for me. No. No, thank you. Yeah, I am a soft talker. Sorry. What strategy do I use for scalping? So basically, I've been trying to develop a strategy on Rincos. I only have a time-based chart just so that you guys can see what it looks like on a time-based chart when I'm taking the trade, so it doesn't look awkward, because so many people have never seen Rincos before. But basically, I'm using a combination of looking at volume of the last 3 swings and where the point of control is in the current bar. I only enter on reversal bars, whether I am trading regular pullbacks. I have 3 different versions of pullbacks based on market structure. And then I have 2 different versions of volume divergence. So all of the divergence that I take is volume divergence. Okay. And that's really it. So the pullbacks are either to no level at all, my minor level, middle level, or major level, which those are based on half trends. And yeah, so I've been kind of toying around with these particular setups for like a year and a half, right? But I wasn't really focused on trading at the time. I didn't really start focusing until September of last year when I closed my credit repair business. And when I first started, I was not trading volume. I've never traded volume before. I think I started right after New Year's, if I'm not mistaken. But at that time, I couldn't really figure out what Rinko setting I wanted to use and things like that. So I started using this particular Rinko setting, I think around March 11th, if I'm not mistaken. And then the way I'm trading volume now is not how I was trading before. I started doing this around the end of May, if I'm not mistaken, middle or end of May. So I'm kind of like this close to finalizing my strategy, but I'm a bad person because I have so much chart time and I know what I'm doing from an intraday standpoint. There are certain things I know I need to look at when it comes to scalping. So because of that, and because I'm not in a rush, I didn't want to backtest, so I didn't. I went into this with 1 week of data and said we're just going to collect data every day as we trade, and when adjustments need to be made, they need to be made. So when you go through my channel and you see a bunch of red days every day, don't be bothered, because I'm just developing a strategy. But my strategy has very clear-cut rules because that's the way I think. Like, I'm a very analytical person, so it has to be clear-cut, concise rules. And it's not also just, or not just for myself, but also because if I ever decided to teach, whether I decided to teach on a large scale or just teach family and friends who want to learn, I want to make sure that the rules are very easy to follow, and it's not just based off of hunches. And that's why, there are times where I'm like, man, I think this trade is going to lose. But if I don't have a specific rule that says to get out, I'm not going to get out, because I can't teach hunch, right? I need to be able to teach, this is what you do when this looks like this, and leave it at that. So it's been rough. I mean, I was just saying the other day, there's not a lot of data out there in regards to Rinkos. Even though I was introduced to it 10 years ago when I first started trading, there's not a lot of people still to this day who don't even know Rinkos exist, right? So there's not a lot of content out there with Rinkos, which is why eventually I will start making content like that, short form content on my YouTube channel. I'm just focused on finishing the strategy. But also, because there's not a lot of Rinko content, you don't see content regarding Rinkos and volume and combining them together. And then I'm trading the most volatile instrument during the most volatile hours of the market being open. So I'm kind of a crazy person, and I have a systematic scalping strategy. It's not just, oh, hey, we're at a support level, let's just hit buy and hope we can get 5 ticks out of it. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of people who scalp, I don't see them have like something that's very systematic like what I'm trying to do. And I'm doing a 1-to-1. You don't see that with a lot of scalpers either. So I feel like the combination of the bunch of different things I'm trying to accomplish with this strategy is also why it's taken me a while. But I know it's going to work once I figure it out, because I am happy that I did switch to this form of trading volume, because I have noticed a huge difference in even the lost days compared to how I was trading volume before. So I know I'm on the right track, right? And I'm trading consistent patterns that happen every single day in the market. The reason why it's taken so long is because even though these patterns happen every single day, there's different versions of those setups. Like, am I taking counter trend divergence where my bias is an uptrend and I'm taking a sell? Or am I taking a divergence trade where I'm taking a buy and my overall bias is a buy, but it's not counter trend? So those are different. So that's kind of the gist of it and why it's taken me a while. But it fits my personality, which is super important. I feel like in trading, I feel like so many people are trying to follow what other people are doing, and that's fine, right? But you still have to, a lot of strategies, you still have to make it your own to a certain extent. If you can't trade New York and you can only trade the Asian session, you don't need to be trading a strategy that works well during New York. Or how a lot of people trade with no stop loss does not work with my personality. I don't care how many payouts you get, how much money you make, I cannot do it. Or I can't go for 5 ticks and have a 20 tick stop loss. My brain does not work that way, right? So for me, I'm developing something that works well with my personality, the times that I want to trade, and that's what matters most. Rinkos is RENKOS. Oh, thank you, Money. I just saw that you said that. Thank you. Got long first trade at the... Oh, you was out in the same candle. Dang, how many points did you get out of it? You're welcome, JDOs. Practicing strats on real prop accounts or little amounts of money is much better than paper trading because you don't have the same emotions. Absolutely. I agree, one. Because I did have people ask me before, like, how come you just won't trade on a sim account? I'm like, well, I could, but also if my goal is to trade with props, why wouldn't I use a prop account to do it, especially when you have the trailing drawdown and things like that? Now, obviously, if I'm hitting the trailing drawdown, that means my strategy is not working properly because I'm scalping, right? So my drawdown should not be moving in significant portions at a time. Even if my trade breaks even, I don't lose much of drawdown, you know what I mean? And I even had somebody that was like, well, they have third-party indicators you can use to simulate. Listen, I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, I've always only had like 5 accounts at a time 4 or 5 accounts at a time. Now, the reason why I did that was, I mean, I could have always just done it on one account, but I was using the 25K accounts since they were the cheaper ones, obviously. And also, like, I wanted to practice with that drawdown. I wanted to practice with the 50K. And I just felt like I knew I was going through the drawdown quickly. So I was smart enough to, all right, let's do this. Let's make each renewal 1 week apart from each other so that every Monday I have a fresh account to start with. Now, eventually, once I started feeling like, okay, my strategy might be kind of bending the corner. We might be like a month or two away from finalizing it. Let's just get rid of all the 25Ks, even though my one PA is a 25K, and flip it out with 50Ks, because at the end of the day, if my goal is to have 20 accounts, why would I X out potentially an extra $20,000 a month in payouts because I have 25K accounts versus 50? That's insane. Especially because I'm not going to be that person that, oh, I hit the 1,600 for a payout. All right, let me stop here. And, I'll withdraw the 1,500 and now the account's closed. I'm not PA cycling around here. So if I'm going to keep trading on a 25K, which will probably end up being around the same profit as what I would make on a 50K in 2 weeks for the payout, I just might as well have 50Ks. So now I only have 3 accounts because the drawdown is lasting basically until it's time for me to purposely blow the account, So I'm just, at this point, that's what I've been doing, and I've had people ask me why I'm not trading my PA account yet. Why the hell would I do that? If I know my strategy is not right yet, why the heck would I trade my PA? That don't even make sense. Now, I could possibly, and I have thought about this, but I ain't sure yet. And the only reason why I'm thinking about it is because I know that there are certain setups that I know for sure, like, I'm good on the rules. I would be willing to trade like a couple of trades a day on my PA for those, but then I have to look at the copier and turn that one off, and in between setups, I don't feel like doing it. I don't, so I won't. I don't, so I won't. What's up, sis Doc? How are you this morning? What's up? I didn't check out that video yet. I went to sleep. What tools, indicators do I use for volume? So it's called the TC Bar Profiler. And I will show you. Before I used just the regular volume up down indicator, but I use this. Now, my bars don't look like this, obviously, but I also don't have the actual volume profile on. I only have the POC line showing on each of my candles, and that's it, because that's the only thing that I really care to look at. I don't even have the value area at all. Damn, that just invalidated itself. I really actually wanted to take that trade. I did. Now, I want to show you guys something. This is what I said that I've been looking at, right? And I think starting Friday, I'll probably start taking these trades. So this is what I was saying earlier, where the volume of this swing, even though this swing is so much shorter, let me see. The volume of this swing is 3,100. The volume of this swing, the last swing up before that one, is 2,500. So this entire time, for I don't even know how long, I would not take trades like this because there's too much volume in this swing. But I told you guys earlier in this same stream that I'm thinking about starting to take them as long as the POC is in the wick, and it was in the wick, and this trade ended up working out. So I might have enough data to feel comfortable taking it now. So I'll probably start. Actually, I won't do it on Friday, because Fridays I never take counter trend divergence at the new session highs and lows, because Fridays are typically so trendy that it does not work out. None of them do. So I won't do it Friday. Starting next Monday, I'll start taking them though. But yeah, so that's what I use. If you use NinjaTrader, there actually is an order flow kit that you might be interested in that's free in the ecosystem. I'll Go find it. I think it's called like order flow kit or something. Yep. And it says you can access to the book map, order flow, market volume, market filter, volume profile as well. I just don't use it. That's one. I do have a NinjaTrader lifetime license, so I do have access to like their order flow, VWAP, and all the order flow tools and stuff like that. But that's all I use for volume. And then this indicator that you guys see, the zigzag, there's different settings for it. So on you guys' side, I don't have what the volume of the swings are, but on my side I do. So that's the only other thing that I look at: volume of the swings, and then where the POC is in my reversal bar that I'm going to enter the trade off of. That was just a nice setup on that 30-second chart. You talking about right here? Wait, where is it? Where's my cursor? Right here. And let me see, what is that? Yeah, the only reason I couldn't even, because I actually had this entry, let me hold on, I'll show you. I had an entry here. The only reason I didn't take it is because if you look, so this was the entry, right? It was a pullback to my major level, just a regular pullback, as you can see, higher low, higher high, higher low. I only didn't take it because we pushed back towards the resistance level. I just don't take those anymore. They lose more often than not, but legit, that was the exact entry. If that resistance level wasn't there, I would have taken it. I would have taken it. All right, the session's over. I'm going to blow this account right after I show you guys the stats. All right, so wait, that's the wrong account. What's my leader? 24. Okay, so I've taken 6 trades today, and my alarm's about to blare in my ear. Hold on. So I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. All right, let me turn that off. All right, so I took 6 trades today. I won 2, lost 3, broke even on 1. I know that I missed out on 1 trade that I should not have sat out of, but the rest of them were valid sit outs, so I'm not too bothered, honestly. And there's only one thing I think that I need to look at today, and that was the going back towards the major resistance level, that one divergence trade. Actually, there might be 2 things for me to look at, so not too bad. I will show you guys the drawdown that I have left on each account after I unlock them and put them back in order. So this is what we're looking like here. Trenches, I saw you say something about a 250K. You think you're gonna go with the 250 accounts? I just can't see myself going past the 50K. I don't know. I know a lot of people like the 150K too, but I don't know. The analyzing mathematician that's within me just won't let me go past 50, because when I look at the drawdown to profit target, or how much you have to make to reach the payout threshold and how much you can take out of it, once you go past 50K, I'm a little I don't know. I could never get any of the free order flow stuff on NT to work for me when I try to apply to the chart. Really? Interesting. I know with the kit that I just posted, he has like specific instructions on making them work. I just gave it to somebody a couple of days ago and they were able to get it to work. I've never used it. I just know that people have vouched for it, so I don't know. Hammer candle right out of that song. See, I don't know nothing about a hammer candle. I know a doji, but that's it. When I started learning there's different candle types, I have bad memory, y'all. I can't remember all this stuff. I can't. 150K is your favorite? Maybe I'll look into it at one point. Once I'm ready to start adding more accounts. I want to really get at least once I pass one more of these accounts, I am going to start trading my PAs, and I think I am going to split them and trade one for one of the payout thresholds or payout cycles and one for the other. And I'm going to do that until they take the payout cycles or windows away. I do plan to do that for sure. But I want to kind of just work on these 4, getting a payout out of these 4 first, and then start adding accounts after that, because the sales gonna always be sales. You know what I mean? Drawdown ratio of anything above 50K is not worth it. Yeah, we did say the same thing. Good luck, guys. Trading gold for the rest of the day. I'm addicted to momentum. Wait, gold has momentum? I haven't traded gold in so long. I have not. All right, y'all. So before I get off of here, we're going to blow this account real quick. And then I still have quite a bit of drawdown left on these 2 accounts. This account I just started yesterday. So just being down, what is that? Not even $200 in 2 days is not really bothersome for me at all. I really honestly didn't have high expectations for the beginning of this, really for this entire week, to be honest with you. Not that I don't care what happens, but I just don't expect much until we go back to a regular week next week. But we'll see. So like I said, I'm not going to trade tomorrow because it is a half day, and I should be back on Friday. I can't see myself not trading Friday unless I'm just really annoyed or something. I don't know, but we'll see. 150K is 9K profit goal with only 5K drawdown. If you have 250Ks, you can have 5K drawdown, but with a 6K. You know what? I didn't even think about that. C1, the mathematician in you is feeding the mathematician in me. Because honestly, I didn't look super deep into certain ones because I was like, hell no, this don't even make sense. But yeah, see, I would just rather do the 50Ks. Oh, money, you're welcome. You're welcome. I could trade the 250K on our chart and won't have to monitor it. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream like always. I hope you guys do. I hope you guys like the video on your way out. If you haven't already, please subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I ain't gonna be here tomorrow, so don't ask me. I'm not doing it. Good luck if you guys are continuing to trade today's session, and especially if you're trading the half day tomorrow as well. But I will see you guys bright and early. I was gonna say Monday morning, Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.